There is a land in South America, Guyana. It's home to one of the world's most legendary creatures. It rarely encounters man, yet it has gained the reputation of being a merciless killer, even of humans. An expedition has been mounted to find out the truth about the biggest snake in the world. It's the dry season here in Guyana, but there's no shortage of water. It's a rich habitat for a variety of animal species. Several hundred species of birds live here. And the dense forests are home to rare cats such as the ocelot. While the waterways are the realm of the black caiman. It's the birds that bring the first sign of an anaconda. Black turkey vultures are the first to pick up the scent of a carcass. The royal vultures aren't far behind. Bigger and more powerful than their black cousins, they take over, ripping the skin off the carcass. The giant anaconda offers enough pickings to satisfy all. The stench is overpowering. Rainer and Jung keep their distance. As things grow quieter around the carcass of the snake, Rainer and Jung have an opportunity to take a closer look at the anaconda. They measure the snake from the head to the tip of its tail.
More. So this is the tip. This is how much, Mike? 120. So the last is 120, Mary. Last is 120. How much is it?
5 meters, more or less.
At 5 meters, this is one of the largest specimens. More than 300 thin ribs point skywards. They alone support the great weight of the snake. This year, the dry season has come to an end in March, around 4 weeks earlier than usual, and the water levels start to rise. For the team, this means wet feet and tough going with so much heavy gear. It also means the giant anacondas will be more difficult to find. They're not rare, but their greenish-brown color means they're pretty well camouflaged. Finding one basking in the sun would be a real stroke of luck. It depends who senses who first. Anacondas have poor eyesight, but they make up for it with their especially sensitive receptors for heat, scent, and vibrations.
Okay, we take the camera, underwater camera.
The team have ways to follow the anaconda. A small underwater camera is quickly assembled.
Leuchtet, ne? Seems to be a smaller one, maybe 2 meter, 2.5 meter.
Rainer's video glasses show him what the camera sees, even in the brightest sunlight. This is a small snake, nowhere near the record they're seeking. But perhaps the local Amerindians will help find a monster anaconda. Theodore, an old native Amerindian, swears that in his youth he once came face to face with a monster anaconda.
So, Mr. CEO, Mike told me you have a nice story about the huge anaconda from the old days. Please, can you tell me this story?
Yes, I can tell you this story, yes, because I could remember since 60 years ago. I had plenty cattle. And my
Theodore
cattle
explains that his cattle began to disappear, but they never found any remains. He decided to go with his brother to the Itchy Pond. There, they found a trail leading into the water.
Then we go, we see it really come with it.
The young men didn't know how to interpret the trail. They searched the banks for more signs,
Decide to wait there.
but they didn't find any. In the end, they decided to wait it out. Young Theodore had an uneasy feeling, but he didn't want to appear a coward in front of his brother. They settled down to wait.
Wait long, nothing to come. Then
All they
One
found
turtle
was
come.
one turtle.
pick him up, say lunch, boy, lunch.
And then the incredible happened. Only his brother's quick reactions prevented the worst.
And it was a big one.
It was the
Long,
biggest
long
snake
about
he
it
had
and
ever
wide
seen.
about this.
And after that, everything was fine. No more cows disappeared.
And after that, everything went good now. Nothing, none of us go no more. If you want to see big anaconda, you have to go to the Itch Pond, and there you would find big anaconda.
The old Amerindian Theodore was right. Itch Pond is indeed the home of the green anaconda. This is not only the largest of the 4 anaconda species, but the largest snake in the world. Scientists believe they may grow to more than 9 meters long. Rainer and cameraman Mike discover a big anaconda.
Just check at the center part.
Wait, I zoom in, okay. Yeah,
Look,
I got it.
left one corner.
The anaconda feels the vibrations of the helicopter and takes evasive action. This pond offers such ideal conditions that it must be teeming with large snakes. But will the legendary giant snake be found here?
Mike, have you seen anything so far? Yes, I'm seeing something on the left-hand side of the screen here. Checking the... Okay, Marion, there's something on the left front corner.
The drone makes a new sighting.
Lower.
Okay, Marion, this is great. This is great. Can you try to fly over it? Okay, this is great.
Marion maneuvers into the best position to take the measurements.
And gets a reading. Marion, this is 5 meter plus.
5.5 meters.
Over.
Still not what they're looking for.
Okay, Marion, that's okay. Can you check on the other side of the lake? Let's turn around.
So far, the technology has worked perfectly. But then something goes wrong.
Okay, Marion, I have a warning here. You're getting low. There's tree ahead of you.
Look, guys, a tree, look.
Oh, Marion, a very shaky picture now.
The remote control is no longer responding.
Look to the left. Just move to the left. So you're going to the
Finally, the data retrieval system breaks down altogether.
We don't have any weddings here.
Lion.
We don't have any weddings, madam. Marin, can you come back, please, Marin? Oh shit.
There's no reading here.
When the wet season comes to an end, isolated pools begin to dry up. Giant anacondas could get stranded. But this elderly female finds just enough water to support her enormous weight of 80 to 100 kilos. And it's easier to breathe, too. At least she won't have to worry about food in the near future. Anacondas eat only a few times a year. The agouti paca, a herbivore about the size of a dog, is a favorite prey for the snakes. The short-sighted anaconda picks up the agouti's scent with its tongue. If it were really hungry, the agouti wouldn't stand a chance. When it means business, an anaconda can trap its prey with a velocity of 6 meters a second. Anacondas only attack sloths in the water. But the deer will make a tasty morsel. Anacondas are said to be capable of eating whole cattle, earning their nickname, bull killers. Now the team can film the rarest of sights: an anaconda giving birth to its young. For around 7 months, the female snake has been carrying up to 80 eggs. It has fasted for the entire gestation period and lost up to 20% of its weight. The young slide out of their mother's body. They emerge live and fully developed. Freeing themselves from the umbilical cord and egg membrane costs the young an enormous effort. This is their first big test. Young anacondas have to take care of themselves from the outset. They will receive no parental care from their mother. Anaconda babies are giants among young snakes. They can be up to 90 centimeters long. Gestation and birthing exhaust an anaconda so much that it will only produce young every 2 years. The female needs a few days to recover. Most of the young have already abandoned her. Most will not survive their first few months. The team has reached the headwaters of the Burro River, but they want to go still further upstream. The area is uninhabited by humans, but small groups of natives come here to fish and hunt. This is a useful encounter for information about anacondas. Just a couple of days ago, they spotted a very big anaconda, coiled round a tree. It sounds promising. The expedition is on the right track. The black caiman is a good sign too. It shares its habitat with the anaconda. And the two aren't exactly the best of friends. Depending on their size, one will prey on the other, often after a fierce struggle. The biggest snake in the world against the mightiest saurian. Luck is on the side of this small anaconda. The caiman would almost certainly have won, but the arrival of the camera team scares him off. The search continues for the anaconda the fisherman mentioned. Finding your way seems almost impossible in the dense rainforest. But Jung grew up here and knows how to follow the almost invisible machete marks left by the fishermen days earlier. They're looking for the tree the fishermen told them about. Since the giant snakes tend to stay in one place for a long time, it should still be there. The impressive head suggests this is a really big specimen. They approach cautiously. Anacondas are not poisonous, but they have powerful jaws. This one measures around 6 meters. Big, but not record-breaking. The exact length can't be determined, as long as the animal is alive and flexing its muscles. This giant isn't dangerous for the time being. It's a female surrounded by young. It's still exhausted from the strain of giving birth. The young, on the other hand, should be treated with caution. These miniature versions of the monster snake are decidedly aggressive. It's time for the next big mission. What looks like a toy submarine is in fact packed full of expensive precision technology. The small ROV has a camera on board. It transmits the pictures from the depths of the lake to the surface, onto the laptop. This device promises pictures no one has seen before. turtle glides through the water. This is one of the biggest freshwater turtles in the world. Its shell can grow up to 1 meter in length. Next, a mata-mata turtle swims in front of the lens. The tufts on the head and neck serve as camouflage among reeds and dead leaves. Most of the time it lies motionless on the bed of the lake, where it feeds on the fish it ambushes. But something else has found the sub rather unexpectedly. The submarine has been knocked into the reeds and can maneuver neither forwards nor backwards. The team can't afford another loss. But at least this machine can be saved. And suddenly Marion has the closest possible encounter with a giant anaconda. She will later tell of a docile and totally relaxed creature. When asked how big this mighty snake might have been, she will say 8 meters, close to the record. But to Marion, the statistics are no longer important. It is a moment she will never forget.